yeah, where'd you go fishing? Oh no, we're not talking about
No,
fishing.
we're not.
right
This
now.
isn't the fish. This isn't the radio show.
No, we're not. We're not doing the Don
No,
McCall radio show
no.
talking about fishing. So Greg and I have known each other, 12, 13,
Yeah,
longer.
going on 14 years.
Probably known each other a little longer than that, and we started fishing together.
Yeah.
As most of my close relationships in life, Greg is certainly a daily caller in life, and we spend a lot of time on the water together. We spend a lot of time supporting each other in life together.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be able to be in this space, making a difference for
Absolutely.
people's lives. So Greg
Absolutely.
is the
It's all intertwined.
all
It's
intertwined. All. And Greg is the chief operating officer. Did I get that right?
No.
The chief. The
Operations director.
Operations.
I think that's the way it is.
He's
Director
the
of
Oh, he's the
operations.
director of
See,
operations.
she's here.
Let's get
She
this
knows.
title right.
She knows.
Let's get this. He's got it. He's worried that I'm up a little higher.
No.
He's gotta
I want to
situated.
get my foot right here with the curb.
So he is the chief
No.
Director.
Director of operations.
director of operations.
Yes.
Let's get that right.
At Crossroads.
At Crossroads, and tell us about Crossroads.
So Crossroads is a substance abuse treatment program. And once again, the way these things all come together is a high majority of our population, of our clients, come into us homeless. So we know all about St. Joseph the Worker and then Homeless ID when they started up. But Crossroads has been around in the Valley since 1960. It's a 12-step, peer-based, evidence-based practice, and it's been around a long time, and we have a ton of community partners, and we love our community partners.
I want to say something about Crossroads is, they have had a tremendous, the people that go through Crossroads,
Yeah.
right? Their success rate actually says something
Yeah.
about who they are, because
Sure.
as people go through, we probably all know people that have been through recovery programs of some sort.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sticks.
Quite a few of us.
Sometimes
yeah.
it doesn't stick for whatever happens, it
Yeah.
happens, right?
Yep.
But Crossroads actually, from my understanding, had some national recognition and some people saying, hey, there's something happening over here, because their numbers are not necessarily indicative of maybe the national average of success rate. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And part of that is, I think it's because of the culture that Crossroads carries. The majority of the employees at Crossroads, and we're up to 300 and I want to say 60 now, 80% or more, something like that, are in recovery. Went through Crossroads.
They actually went through the program.
So
you went through the program.
I went through the program. I came into the program. I was not doing well, and we'll get to that because I didn't have an ID. I didn't have a driver's license. I had lost my license many years previous, but yeah. So Crossroads has a reputation, I guess.
That's what I was getting
at because of the hiring, because of the people that are running it, are in the program, and it's a lot different for somebody to come in and be talked to by somebody who has done it before them and has lived that experience and can relate to them directly that way. So, other than the obvious personal journey. So, yeah. And I remember when we used to get this, there was a priest in Philadelphia who used to send guys out, about once every couple months. We'd go and pick somebody up, and oh yeah, he's in from Philly. That's Father, whatever his name was. I don't remember. This was years ago, but
yeah.
So. And it's an amazing thing to be part of an organization like Crossroads. It's been amazing. So I'm truly blessed. Yeah.
And so,
Yep.
360 employees. About roughly how many people go through? Does Crossroads treat every year?
Let's just go and sit. Look, I'm not going to get any of the numbers right. I could have brought the numbers along if I would have known. but we have 540 beds. So do the numbers of filling that up 3 times, 4 times, 5, however many times a year. It's a lot of people.
A lot of people.
I remember hearing at our 60th anniversary, which was 5 years ago, that we had served 60,000 people up to that point.
60,000.
And now
served.
we've grown, so the numbers are growing exponentially. And yeah, it's, you know what, it's just amazing. I get to go to work and help people every day.
Big impact in
It's
people's lives.
huge. It's great. Yeah, it's great. And so we've developed this relationship, and who'd have thunk that you and I, our personal lives would intertwine
So
with our
they're-
professional lives,
they're with our fishing
you're
lives
on
and
the
our,
board,
you know,
and you
yeah.
know, hey, we talk about it sometimes, and sometimes we don't. And but I mean, that's the way that really good, I think, partnerships happen, is when you can relate to one another.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So, I know it was just a couple of years ago. I remember kind of having a conversation, and you were saying, "Hey, you know, we might be able to use some help with the homeless ID project."
Oh boy!
And here we are. We've known each other, 14, 15 years. We've known each
Yeah.
other longer than that. We've been fishing
Yep.
together intently
Yep.
for 14 to 15 years. We spent a lot of time together, and finally, after a decade,
Right.
okay, the conversation, okay.
Right.
It goes, oh, we can do this. And
Well-
so you asked me that, and now, how does that explain how?
So, we were involved with St. Joseph the Worker a long time ago. They used to send representatives to the Crossroads. I ran one of the Crossroads facilities for almost 10 years.
So let me back up just
Yeah.
if I get this right.
Yep.
So somebody comes into recovery,
Yep.
and they might not be homeless. Okay, they're fine.
Yeah.
Right. They got a family they're going
Yeah.
back to. Okay. But there's probably a large percentage of someone is in that low place in their life. They've probably lost their job.
A very large percentage of our clients are homeless.
Yes.
They're coming
Okay.
out of incarceration. They're coming off the street.
Yeah.
We have people who walk up to our admissions office every morning off the street.
Just live on the street.
They're walking up. They're dragging what they own. That's it.
Yeah.
Out of incarceration, county, state, federal. So yes, you're correct. They are not in a good spot.
They're not in a good spot.
They are in a rough place.
They
in their
come
life.
in. I'm sure you've got a program that, like, okay, we've got to get through this type of recovery, this many days, we got to do this, and then some sort of an assessment. Okay, what do we have to do
Sure.
to have this person, when they leave our facility, be up and running?
Well,
You know?
so, I mean, once again, Crossroads is a 12-step based program, okay? And I know, and you know, and a lot of other people know the benefits of just purely staying sober and getting back on track, and the doors that open, the doors of opportunity that open because of having a clear head and et cetera. But there are hurdles, man, and one of the biggest hurdles is, of course, once you finish this and you leave Crossroads, you got to find your roof over your head. You got to start paying for food. You got to life starts happening again, right? And years ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, Homeless ID has been around for 8 years.
Oh, homeless ID has been around for over 35 years.
But I mean, they were part of before they became
Okay, so it was the
solo.
It was the ecumenical chaplaincy for the homeless.
Right.
Until 2014.
Right. And they were utilized by St. Joseph the Worker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we had that's how we came into Homeless ID. We had people coming to our facilities, helping our clients with bus passes and even clothes at one point, and trying to get those things that they're going to need to get going, right? To go and find a job and to look presentable and to do all this stuff. But to get a job, you got to have a Social Security card. And if you need to get your Social Security card, you got to have an ID. And to get your ID, you got to have a birth certificate, etc., right?
Yeah.
So this is the struggle that they're up against, many of them, because when you live on the streets, things get stolen, they get lost, they get rained on, they get ruined, whatever. So the whole homeless ID project coming around and being able to focus on squarely on that one thing that is a hurdle for many, and it's their first hurdle. It's the first thing that they need is, well, if I got to go here and I got to go do this and I got to go do this, I need an ID. I need to get my social security card. I need, and so over the last, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, started working closely with Rick Mitchell and going back and forth. I don't even think I knew you were on the board at the time.
Probably didn't.
And because we only talked about fish. And and Rick and I kind of were going back and forth. How can we do this? How can we bring more people into this? And so now here we are. And every month we automatically get 100 vouchers for Arizona IDs for our clients. So we're handing out and helping 1,200 people a year get at least a duplicate ID in Arizona. Now, those are the easy ones.
Yeah.
Then there are the ones that are from out of state. There are the ones that need a little bit more paperwork. There are the ones that need, right? So now we've worked it out. Homeless ID has multiple satellite areas to go to, but we have a representative who comes over to our Scottsdale location and can sit down with somebody who needs a little more extensive paperwork.
Yeah.
Right? We're not going to get to everybody. We just aren't. We know that right now we aren't, because so many of them are in need of this service. And we're in the substance abuse treatment program, right? I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So this is an added bonus for them. But nonetheless, 100 a month right now, that's pretty good. And that's all. And that's all from working with Rick and working it out, and that's just those IDs that are easy. They still help with a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, some of the IDs are real easy. For example, I lose my ID.
Yeah.
That's not that hard.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I go on. Okay. We see that photo of you. You had an ID. You lost it. Here,
right.
We're going to send it to you in the mail.
Right.
No hiccup.
Right.
But then, it could go. So if you've had a state ID in the last 6 months, it's easier to get one.
Right.
But then it goes all the way to, I was born at home in Utah, and the birth was never recorded.
Right.
Now what is it that we do at that point in time?
There he is.
How you doing, guys?
And that's the thing. I was lucky enough when I came to Crossroads, and I was at the lowest low, right, for me. And I hadn't had an ID in 8 years. But see, I was lucky. I had my family here, my birth mother. My mom was able to take me and vouch for me, because you can do that, and go down and and start that process. And I was able to do that. And so many people don't have that support. They don't have that. They're from out of state.
It is in a lot of cases, it's literally insurmountable.
Well, yeah.
If you're stuck and you don't have an ID,
reasons.
and if you're in a facility where someone's willing to help you,
right?
Okay, that's something.
Right.
But if you're just out on the street,
yeah,
you got you're gonna have to have help to get the ID ultimately.
Yeah. And it's just, if you've been homeless and living on the street, the last thing you want to do, or are even capable of doing, is going and standing in a line. First of all, you got to get there.
Yeah.
You got to get to wherever, DMV. There's only, Then you got to stand in line all day long. people aren't prepared to do this emotionally, mentally, physically, to hang out in some place all day long. They haven't been eating properly. I mean, there's so many different reasons why this is a difficult thing to do. So, we continually work. We're always talking, Rick and I, and we're always kind of, hey, what's the next thing? They're coming out with the portable kiosk.
We've made a lot of progress with the Department of Transportation Motor Vehicle Division.
Right.
We've actually got some kiosks in our office, which is huge.
Ready to go.
So that was actually started during COVID when it was some virtual stuff was happening, and we were able to get something worked out where we've got actually a kiosk in our office, and they can interact with DMV and get whatever. They don't have to go down to the office, right? So it saves us having to pay for a bus pass, and it saves. If someone has to go down to the DMV office, just like you said, okay, they get a bus pass, and now I got to get on these 3 different buses to go 45 minutes to go, and how long do I wait in line? And it's a very difficult.
It is, and the risk factor just for somebody, like for instance, when they're in a program and they're not, they're in a safe place. And I hate to say it, but getting on a bus and waiting at a bus stop and riding a bus is not always a great idea for somebody early in sobriety, and getting on that bus. And so, luckily, we have a program that aids in the getting around in the transportation. But having St. Joseph the Homeless ID representative come to our location in Scottsdale and sit down and be able to go, all right, who's first, right? Who are we going to help? Some guy who's here from Kansas and been in the Valley for 3 years and homeless for 2 years of that, that's a big deal. So, and it's a huge help. It's just one of the biggest hurdles. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
No,
it's a tough gig.
It is.
Tough gig.
Greg, I appreciate you coming out. So that was, let's see, we've rolled up like 22 minutes we've been rolling, or longer. We can keep on talking. We're used to doing this.
No,
we can go on for a long time.
Yeah. Glad to be out. Glad to be here. Glad to see it. It's hot out.
It's warm, isn't it?
It's warm.
It's warm.
It's warm. I'm glad you guys are doing this. I sure hope everybody who sees this donates. Give just that one donation,
folks,
man.
Let me just.
It's a big deal.
Folks, if you're just tuning in to watch, I'm Chris Rich, the president of the board of the Homeless ID Project. We are live, unedited, and raw from our first annual sleep out.
I didn't even swear. I didn't cuss.
That's good.
That was
that's
good. I
usually
did
when we're
good
fishing.
tonight.
That's what happens.
I did good tonight.
And so we've got board members here tonight, a few people from other organizations. We're all back behind here. It's really an opportunity for the community in Phoenix to connect and be able to contribute and understand what's going on in the space of the services to help end homelessness in our community, because there are an awful lot of services that are working together to end the homelessness in our community. Greg at Crossroads is certainly one of them.
We're all gonna do our part. We're all gonna do our part.